In the year of 2021, after many years of searching, I was able to purchase a remote property deep in the mountains of Western Canada. I've recently decided to quit my job, move here full-time, and see if I can survive solely on a YouTube income. With no neighbors, very difficult access, endless wilderness, and a river that runs through it all, I couldn't be happier with this newfound freedom. Follow along with me for this challenging journey while I try to create a livable space in this unforgiving yet beautiful vast wilderness. I drilled a hole through the wall. This is a big day for electricity. It's Wednesday. Next video comes out tomorrow morning. So I'm basically cooped up in this cabin all day trying to get that video out. I think I need a better laptop because it's taken a long time. This is just for once in a while if I want to run power from the power bank, if I ever get that set up properly with the solar panels, or in the meantime the gas generator, the Honda, so I can just be inside and plug stuff in from inside the cabin. Oh, almost got it. Just going to connect these together. Okay, so splice them together like so. Use electrical tape, all that good stuff. Super amateur. Getting fancy now. Spliced it together so this meets all local building codes and regulations with the blue electrical tape. Really getting spoiled now. Working. Welcome to my editing studio. Slash tool shed. Slash laundry storage and food storage and everything. My life is in here. And charging. It's almost 10 p.m. right now. Have to get the next video out for tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. My only hope is Starlink. The last few times I actually had to be like in a town somewhere with a Wi-Fi. I have a plan though. I'm going to bring all the Starlink related stuff and the power bank over to the middle of the property, which is like the beach area where I seen that moose a couple days ago. I don't know, that's like 100 meters or 80 meters, let's say. I don't know if the router will shoot the signal this far. I'll finish editing that next video at like midnight tonight or even later. I'll set up the Starlink, and then when the video's done editing, I'll boat back over in the dark, I guess. If I don't know, maybe the router signal will reach, and then I'll try uploading the YouTube video. The side I'm building on over there, it's all the tall trees. I've already removed quite a few, but I have to really remove quite a bit wider. This is nice and wide. Hopefully it works. It's Thursday morning. I just put out a video, and to my surprise, the router and the Starlink, it's probably like 300, call it 100 meters, so 330 feet. And I got perfect connection, so it's kind of cool. So I was able to upload a video just in time, a few minutes past 6 a.m. I was up all night. I guess that's the price I pay for my new job. I have to go away for non-cabin river outdoor related things like dentist, just regular doctor, what else? Renew auto insurance, get a haircut, just normal things. So I'll be away for 3 days. Next video is going to be probably a little shorter than normal. I'll still have 3 or 4 days to just really plug away. I gotta go grab the Starlink, retrieve that, bring it back on this side of the river. I'll be back on midday Monday. This is really cool. I gotta try that. This thing's taken a beating over the years. The bear chewed that up, the gas tank. And then now this. I'm at a specialty Honda place, so I looked at buying a new one. I don't want to do that. Get this fixed. This bear will not leave me alone. That's a close call.
The next station is Langara 49.
Top of the morning, everyone. So I just flew back in last night, and I drove all the way out here. I got here around 3 a.m. Slept in the vehicle, ready to get the windows upriver, and very happy to be back. Gonna head on up that river. Summer not here yet. This week is looking pretty good though. It's supposed to warm up quite a bit. Certainly not feeling as rushed as last year, that's for sure. Gone for 3.5 days. Just got back now. Goal is to dig those holes. In this enormous area, there is a hunting guide. I think he has to be one of the best in the business. He gave me some basically rubber bullets. So if I want to put a bullet in it, I'll use my 303 British. If I decide to shoot it with a rubber bullet, I'll have the rubber bullets in, ready to go. Yeah, so this gun with the rubber bullets, shoot it in the butt, scare it off, see how well that works. Or if I decide I want the meat, I'm going to use the 303. Ready to go. I have this here hole digger. Neighbors way downriver were kind enough to lend me this, amongst a few other things as well. Going away for a few days and then coming back really throws a wrench in things. Yeah, the motivation goes out the window, I notice. I'm glad it's over. I don't think I have to go away again for another month. And as mentioned before, I was just going to build off the corners. I didn't really care if the building moved around. I was going to shim it. It's going to be a rough bush building. Now I'm going to build it proper, well, relatively proper. So posts are going below frost line. You get all the proper supports under the building. That'll be the last time I build with plywood or bringing materials up a river. Yeah, I'll get one of those portable mills in here at some point. It's dry. It's like a really hard, dry clay. Strong clay soil can serve as a suitable base for placing piles depending on the desired load they need to support. However, when the clay is wet and soft, it offers minimal resistance. The clay is just a little too hard for it. I can't quite get through it. I think I showed in the last video too just how dry and hard it is, but I want to say that's probably a good thing. So in this case, the clay I am using and putting the piles into is extremely hard and dry. That is some dry stuff. Don't know why. I just get a feeling. Most times he came around while I was here, making noise, had a fire going, and he still came around. So I think that's weird. I'm gonna go with it. A little over 1 meter or 41 inches. The channel sort of went in the direction of I'm trying to make a living out here. I guess I should probably be kind of transparent about that and what sort of money I potentially could make. So I'm just gonna start recording on my phone here. I'll edit it into the video. I will show you guys the money I'm making. I feel a little naked telling you guys all this. I don't really want to get into personal finances. I know culturally some people, it's not good to talk about finances in some places, some parts of the world, but this is YouTube. I'm just telling you what's up. This is what's going on. Certain content gets better money than other content. I know auto mechanics, for example, you can get quite good advertising. I would say this, I don't want to open the playing field for a bunch of other dummies like myself who want to come out and make money doing this stuff. So please keep your job. It's not worth it. Don't come out and do this. If you would just want to give me the monopoly to kind of control this, I'm perfectly okay with that. To my surprise, better money than I thought. Let's see here, estimated revenue. So here's I hate my job and quit. Every time you release a video, you get a bunch of views on that day and then it comes back down again the next day. So $214. The next video, which was, I forget, the round logs to square timbers or whatever. And then you can see the next days after, you know, it's averaging 87, 90, oh, 100 bucks, 75 bucks, 82 bucks. That's every day, June 5th, right? Then I released one of the bear videos. I forgot what that one was titled. $512 in one day, and came down the next day to 224. And these are on views of under, like, I don't know, this is a tough one to break down. Anyway, I just want to show you guys, I did have a ton of spending up front. It doesn't even come close to what I've spent so far, so, but in the long grand scheme of things, it'll play out. One thing, I don't want to get into my finances, my personal finances, but again, because the channel took that direction, I could get by just on what I'm making right now. And maybe the videos go to crap, and maybe they don't do well after. I don't know, I've had a few good lucky breaks with the moose and a couple of bears coming in and all this kind of thing. So, and then the last bear video, $653 in one day. The next day was almost 300. and then 205, and then today was 215. That's pretty good money. Remember, in Canada, about 30% of that's going to be deducted for taxes, and then we also have 10 or 15% sales tax whenever we purchase something. So I'm seeing about 60% of what, I'll see about 60 cents on the dollar of these numbers, basically, is what it comes down to. And then I'll have to provide my own, you know, dentist bills, whatever, all that kind of stuff. I don't have worker benefits or nothing. So if the videos keep doing well and keep going up, it would be pretty decent money. But I think it's hard to hold on to that for a long period of time. I'm happy with it. It's better than I thought. If I'm being honest, it's pretty good. Can I survive out here off of my YouTube income? Yes, I could, as long as I'm doing one video a week like this for a while. There you have it. You can see yeah, there you go. Yes, I can survive out here. It's so wet in this forest, but as soon as you dig down, that deep, that clay is just rock hard. Now that the nice weather's here, I'm certainly not feeling as rushed. And I never have been rushing. This year, the last 2 years was definitely more of a rush show. I'd like to get it done sooner than later, but at the same time, the weather's good and I don't mind the small cab, and I think I'm good. This will be nice and completed by snowfall. So the big push like I've had the last couple summers, I'm just loving life too much right now, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna pack it every so often. Poles all day. I was packing them every few inches. Good morning, everyone. I have a bit of a situation today. Just when I thought this would be the boringest video ever. It's not the kind of drama I was looking for, but the boat is gone. And the reason it's gone is because I started it to go and grab the power bank on the other side of the river, which is where the Starlink is. Basically, I lost the boat. Started the motor, just started to get going, and then it stalled. And I was pulling and pulling. Usually that thing is just one pull, it's money. And it came down river, past the shower here. There's a couple growing horizontally out of the bank. Down, the second one down nearest the water, it's actually catching a little bit of water there. That lower birch there, that's like straight across catching the water. You can see how fast that water's going. The boat's way the heck down there. Basically the boat went broadside into it, and I'd say less than, it wasn't 5 seconds, it was less than, it was probably like 3 seconds. It was just instant. It capsized the boat while the motor was running. I got it running just in time. So the boat is upside down, and I'm pretty sure there's a 0% chance I'm going to be able to get it out, because way down there, about 400-500 meters, it ended up, I'm guessing, in a very gnarly spot. It's upside down, and so, but I could see it floating way down there, and I'm pretty sure if it ended up where I think it did, there's no chance I'm getting it out. Motor, which is not mine. Fuel tank and the motor. Well, the fuel tank has a special valve for the tank if the tank ever goes upside down. So I don't have to worry about the fuel leaking out. And there's a tight fitting oil cap on the actual motor itself. It's a 2-stroke. So oil and fuel spill, not worried about that. I'll have to eat breakfast here and go, and I know for sure it's going to be impossible to get that boat out of there. I just want to see if it got folded in half, which I hope, if it got caught down there the right way, the water's so powerful, it could have just buckled that boat. So the Striker, that Striker inflatable that I had last year, they're extremely durable. If I had to do it again, I would buy that. That thing would have just hit that log, and you would have just been able to push off the log with 2 fingers. They're completely flat on the bottom. They're just a far safer boat if you ever get caught broadside into a blowdown or a tree that's growing out of a bank horizontally like that. That boat, it hit broadside. It has those keels underneath. Not one keel, but there's like 4 or 5. Those catch water. Even though it's a flat bottom boat, those catch water, and that boat was over in an instant. It was like, as long as it takes you to take a sip of coffee, that thing was, it was just 1 minute was up, next minute was right under. So the second I hit broadside, that's some serious bushwhacking. Now that this jungle's growing in thicker, it's going to be a hell to get there. I doubt very much the boat could have got around that corner down there, that 90-degree bend. It's just a gnarly little section down in there, so I'm very doubtful. I could be boatless for a very long time. Let's go get a boat. That really changes things. Just when I couldn't build any slower. I mean, I'm not in any rush on that. I have all summer. I got other things to do, like look for a boat. Far more exciting. Maybe we can stop in again at that sod house. I know some people mentioned that maybe I should move in there. This thing's perfect. That thing's going to be even better. Not to mention this thing's insulated to the max. It's nothing, not very cool in the summer and very warm in the winter. There's no issues there. Whew, this is going to take a while. sort of just wasting my time because when I get to the boat, there's not much I can really do. Curiosity is getting the best of me. Might take me a few hours to get down there. Whew. Jeez. Oh, there's a beaver dam. I'm gonna walk across that. Okay. Bears? Hello? This is a nice grassy area, let me tell you. It's a perfectly well worn in game trail through here. Be hard for anything to hear me in here with the rapids. Bear? Coming. No sign of the boat yet. I see a bunch of snag, brush, blowdown, all piled up in there. This is some kind of valley. This is the land before time. This is a stretch of forest has never seen any human activity, hardly. This game trail is just, I'm back on course again. It's almost like a human trail, but it's not. No one's back here. I'm sure the deer and the elk and the moose love it. Bears, whatever else. It's unbelievable. Jeez, look at this forest. These trees are just towering. I'm near the sandhill. It's stunningly beautiful in here. See some moose tracks up in here even. So my instincts were the boat would be hung up in there. There's even a tree that kind of comes out and would even stop the boat that much more, but the boat's either submerged under that stuff or amazingly it somehow bypassed it and made it through that, which would be remarkable. Okay, she's getting a little soft there. I'll be damned. The boat got through that. I don't believe it. How is that possible? Unless, like I say, it's fully submerged under that stuff, but I don't think it is. Another private beach. Check it out. Have a nice freshwater creek flowing in. Might have to do some gold panning here. Well, now that's pretty awesome. I just can't for the life of me see how it got through that tree. That tree that's sort of laying across the river, but I don't know, it might be submerged. It has to get hung up somewhere eventually. I'm not walking through that, that's for sure. I don't see it anywhere. How did it get through there? But it's possible it got through that. I just feel like I would see something of the boat, just anything. So the boat with the taxes and everything was well, when you factor everything in, it was around $6,000. The boat and the motor and everything, I'm in it for anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000 to buy it new, that is. To replace someone's motor, you don't buy them a used one, you have to buy them a new one. Well, these videos are my livelihood right now. I have to get back. I have to go somewhere. I'm unable to power up the Starlink. Oh, I could use my generator. Oh, never mind. I need a boat to get it across the river. Okay, well, forget that. I have to somehow... First of all, I gotta go get word out that I'm fine, in case somebody does see it downriver. There's a few people, there's a tiny community way down, some one river into another, some probably 20 kilometers. village, a couple people. Guess I will take the trail out to the forestry road, and I might try and drive the quad through that beaver swamp. It's my only option right now, and then I could drive it some 9 or 10 kilometers down in my vehicle, jump in my vehicle and go drive a few hours and get a hotel and get a video out, because this is my job. I got to do this. So it's a pretty good job until you lose a boat. But how beautiful is this? It's unbelievable. It's all these interesting birds that live in these holes up in this sandbank. I don't know what kind of birds they are. Well, I think I just found my next trail camera spot on this game trail here. Well, should we go see the sod house again? Well, here's the thing. Several comments from the video with this sod house mention it's cooler in the summer and stores heat in the winter. There's a lot of highly experienced people in this vast region that know 50 times more than I ever will about trapping and living in cabins and wood supply. None of them, I can tell you, live in a sod house. So while that may be true in Iceland or Greenland or something, it doesn't apply out here. So whoever wants to live in this, come and live in here. It's 8 feet by 8 feet. There was a huge wood stove in there. So no, I'm not living in there. You can come and live in there. It's insane. No one's ever complained about cabins out here or firewood. Maybe in Greenland, maybe in Iceland, maybe in places where there's not some of the highest density of biomass on the planet, where firewood is zero problems. Yes, they're useful. I get it. They're awesome for certain parts of the world. When you look at knowledgeable people that live out here, who've been here their whole life, some of the best hunting guides on the planet do not live in a sod house. Every once in a while, during the missile crisis, people would build strange things. Just saying. I didn't notice this. But man, check this out. It's a boat winch. I could pull a boat up in the wintertime before everything freezes over. That's wild. A little ways down away from my property though, but that's awesome. Okay, cool. Cable's still in great shape, galvanized. It's going down in the water. Oh, look at this. Was never treated or anything. I'm sure this has been here for decades. Look at that wood. That is solid. No rot. Feeling very confident about the pilings I'm using for that building now. Zero rot whatsoever. That's rock hard down there. It's good to know. I'd like to build in such a way where water and moisture never get under that building. Big overhangs, wraparound decks. My best insurance is to create a larger and larger fire break around the property in the years to come. The other problem is I have to get across the river, and it's just a little deep. Put everything in this garbage bag and line my main backpack, and I got to get across the river and out to the trail. Because I cannot see without my glasses, I have to put my contact lenses in for this. Put on deodorant? Yeah, I don't think so. Why? Lucky hat, unlucky hat, I guess today. Everything else can go in the garbage bag and then into that bag. Not the best day ever. That water's just a bit high. That water's just a bit high still. I could walk, if there wasn't a current, I could walk across it more comfortably. What I could do is tie a rope to this, swim across, and then pull these two bags across. I'll try to walk it out. Let's see how this goes here. It's gonna be over my belly button here in a little bit. Well, that's definitely at my belly button. Oh boy. Oh, I don't know, guys. It's up to my chest here. I'm just barely getting up there. Okay. Uh-oh, she's fast. Oh yeah, she's really fast here. Almost there. Oh, where are those boots at? Get changed now. Gonna hike over to the ATV, a couple kilometers, jump on it, try to drive through the beaver pond, get to my vehicle. This is where I seen the two bears last time. Well, just through here. Sure can't wait to get that brush saw fixed. Moose have been using the trail though. I've been seeing all kinds of tracks, so more tracks right down there. Hello, bear? Hello. No rifle for this one, but that's okay. I'll let you know how that goes. Hello, bear? Ooh, gotta clear this trail. Hello, bear? I didn't park it under the cabin this time. She's running. Choke is on. That's just too damn deep. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Can I float it through that? That is deep. If I don't find the boat though, next I'll have to stop building altogether and get this trail completed because I cannot buy another boat. I gotta see how deep this is. I do not want to take all my gear off. Do I just walk through this? I don't know. I don't want to. But I don't want to change. No, I'm wet now. That is deep. It's up to my waist. I don't know why. Damn beavers. Idiots. Okay, well I guess I'm walking with wet boots on now. That was stupid. That tire's flat. I just seen that now. I believe that must have happened while I was riding. Least of my problems today. Even if I did get the quad through here, that flat tire wouldn't have helped, so must have got a little puncture along the way. I could be walking for several hours before I see anybody that I'm able to get a ride, but I think I could walk at about 4 kilometers per hour. Should get me there in 3 hours. Yeah, we'll see. We're on the road. I don't think there's been a vehicle on this road today. I was looking, there's a few puddles back there and I didn't see any fresh kicked up mud or anything. Just didn't look like there's been a vehicle today, so I might have to walk the whole way. Made it to the vehicle. Got a ride from a government worker along the road, so glad he was out there today. That saved a few hours. Got to figure out what to do now. I got to figure out boat arrangements. I need some other boat to actually be able to find my boat, so that might take a few days. On that note, I guess I'll see you next Thursday.